Welcome everybody to the Christmas Eve edition of Geeks of the Roundtable. Back in another country, in a new set for the next couple of weeks. Not too long. We'll be back in the regular setting in due time. But welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're having merry festivities and preparing yourselves for the family dinners, all the good food you're going to eat. And thank you for being here with us and spending some time with us here on your Christmas Eve, which is really when we actually celebrate Christmas. Christmas Day usually is just a regular day, but of course I'm not here alone because it's Christmas and because it's Geeks of the Round Table. I'm here with my co-host Zach Pope. How you doing this week, Zach?
I'm good, man. I can't believe it's already the 24th, 25th, and next week it's the end of the year, and then we go back to
Oh,
2022. Where the fuck did time
yeah.
go? Where did time go, Ren? Did we start this in 2020?
We started
Right?
this in 2020. It was
Isn't
it
that insane?
was in February. And speaking
It
of
feels
starting
like,
this, we'll
yeah.
have some news for you today. We're gonna give them a Christmas present, Zach.
Okay.
Today, we're
It
gonna.
feels like we started it like this like 2 months ago. Like it doesn't feel
Yeah.
like we've been doing this for over like a year and a half now. So, but I'm
No.
good, man. Busy day ahead of myself because out here, like we celebrate Christmas Eve with my grandma out here,
Hmm.
and then on Christmas Day, it's like pajama day, like open
Yes.
presents, do our shit, like
Oh, we opened them
whatever.
at midnight.
See, that's how my girlfriend does it too. So like tonight, like after my grandma's, I'm gonna go to her house
Mm.
and like open presents there with them, and then like come home, sleep, and then get up in the morning. So
Yeah,
everyone's different. So
everyone's different. I hope you guys are prepared for all your presents. If you start opening presents, I know some of you are watching this from Australia. Merry Christmas to you guys down there. Feel free to share your Christmas news, your Christmas presents, anything and everything. All right. Zach, you didn't watch too much this week, right? So
yeah, I got like a
I would
couple things
say
out of the way.
you
Yeah.
start us off with weekly ranking, though.
All right,
Then.
pretty short list for me. I'll list a couple things that I can't. I'll list one thing I can't talk about yet, which is Cobra Kai. Just finished it. I
Mm.
know some of you guys do watch it. I will discuss that on Monday in a review or Tuesday, depending on what time I have to get a review up. But the embargo is up Monday, so I can start talking about it then. But
Okay.
yeah. At the very bottom, Matrix Revolutions, the third movie. Did finish my rewatch this week. God forbid. I don't hate this one as much as I did when I was younger. I used to hate this
Okay.
movie. Like I used to think it was fucking trash.
Tell
It's
me how you
fine.
really feel.
I just I love the Neo versus Smith fights. I think that's my big thing. And there's something about some of these old blockbusters that I kind of have this more appreciation for as we'd like dive in more every year. And I think this year was actually a really good year for blockbusters, but there's always like a Mortal Engines type thing where it's like
Ugh.
when I see those, I
Yeah.
just like gag and throw up. And like Revolutions, while it's not perfect, like there's
It's
some
better than
sort of
that.
like it's a product of its time that I enjoy. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like they just
I get
don't
you.
make them like this anymore. So that's where that one is. Next it would be Four Christmases. I love this movie with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. It's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
It's terrible at times. Like I mean it's a terrible movie at times, but like it's a movie that like my family like watches every year for Christmas. This, Jingle All the Way, and Elf are like the three main ones we
Nice.
watch. And then for me, I add it The Night Before in there from Seth Rogen. Those are the ones I'm
Oh,
going to start watching today because I haven't watched them yet. I haven't had time, but
yeah.
Four Christmases, it was on HBO Max. I was like, oh, I'll start watching it right now. So yeah. After that, Matrix Resurrections again. Right then and there. Leave it there. I'm not going to get into it. Ren will have more discussion for that. Next, we have Hawkeye. I really like the finale. I was actually kind of surprised how much they tied up. I didn't expect it to. There was one point where I'm not getting into the spoilers, but we know Florence Pugh was in it. I thought they weren't going to resolve the storyline. And I was like, okay, well, I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't because that's how some of these Marvel shows have been so far. But really liked it. And we got our boy back. We got baldy head, big man himself, Kingpin, man. So
Hawaiian
fucking
shirt
great.
and all.
Yes. And I love that comic book art. The second I saw it, I was like, I
Yes.
get it. Like I felt
Yeah.
like DiCaprio. I felt like DiCaprio in that
Yeah.
one scene.
I
And
could
then,
pick it out. It's right there, but I have
oh,
to
do you
go
have
see
it?
it
I've
sometime.
never read it.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. I've never read
Oh,
that
it's really
comic.
good. It's really
Is
good.
it
I do
okay?
recommend it.
Okay.
The
I'll have
discussion
to
is so much around, oh, it's actually comic accurate, that nobody's actually saying, hey, actually do read the comic book beyond just being the
Mhm.
outfit.
It's
The
a
comic book
Spider-Man
itself is
comic, right?
very.
It's a
It
Spider-Man
is.
comic. Okay.
It is, sir.
You'll have to remind me what the title is so I can order it because I want to read it
All
now.
right,
So,
will
and
do.
at my number one, it is once again Spider-Man No Way Home. Went fucking again to see it. I plan on seeing it again. I had one friend text me this week and he goes, I was talking to him and I'm like, oh, do you see Spider-Man yet? He goes, no. He goes, I really want to, but no one wants to see it with me. I'm like, motherfucker, I've seen it 4 times. You couldn't have come one of the 4 times, like so.
So you've seen
Um,
it 4 times at this point.
yeah, and I'm
Okay,
gonna see
same
it
here.
again. This is why the
You
movie's
are.
making $1 billion. And then, dude, like, me and Cynthia had our photos taken like for Christmas, and I was talking to the
Oh,
girl, and she's on her 5th time.
nice.
Like, I was like, see, this
Nice.
is it. There's not
That's
this
dope.
many repeat viewings. It's people wanting to experience it, and this is what happens when you don't throw it on streaming. This is exactly what happens when you don't throw it on streaming.
That's
Because
true.
I'm telling you right now, there's only 2 Warner Brothers movies that I've seen in theaters multiple times. It's Suicide Squad and Dune. Besides that, if I saw it once, well, no, I haven't seen Matrix Resurrections actually in theaters yet. But
Mm.
the thing for that is like all these movies, like I've seen at least once, and then if I want to rewatch them, I just watch it. Oh, In the Heights, no, I saw a couple of times, but in general, you get the idea. Most of the time, I just watch it on HBO Max again. So.
Alrighty. Zach and I, despite having the same number one, slight spoilers, we're going to have very different top tens, weekly rankings in general. Not only because we watched very different things, but my bottom is Matrix Resurrections. This is an incoherent mess of a film that does not get anywhere, while at the same time is having all these messages slammed, and I mean slammed into your face like a fucking sledgehammer. Like, if anyone accuses you of missing or not getting the film, you got it. You definitely got it. You just weren't entertained or compelled by any of it, which was my case personally. Also, I'm going to do something I've never done, Zach. Never done before. Nobody has ever done this on our show. Do not stay for the post-credit
Oh,
sequence
don't,
because
don't,
I audibly went "fuck off" to the screen. That's how bad it is.
dude. So tell me why the rep told me to watch to the end. And I'm like thinking, oh, it's gotta be, Lawrence Fishburne or
They're
something.
setting up a
Got it,
fifth.
Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, show me Morpheus slides his sword out or something. Like, fucking,
Yes.
I don't know. Show me something, and I'm sitting there. I'm gonna spoil it. I mean, if you guys really want to, just fucking blare out for 10 seconds. They make a cat joke. They make a fucking cat joke as the last.
And they don't
Like,
even pronounce it right. They pronounce it very badly.
yeah, and
Very
it's just
wrong.
it was 2 middle fingers to me. But you know what?
What?
Balls to that because that's the whole
Balls,
purpose of
yeah.
this film. Like, and there's a lot of things coming out that Lana Wachowski wanted to. In a sense, this was her middle finger to Warner Brothers in a sense, pushing her to make another Matrix. I don't know how much I believe in that. But fun fact, did you know they didn't do interviews for the second and third Matrix films? That was in their contract to not
No,
do
I
interviews. They
I
literally
wasn't
said we will
aware.
do 2 and 3 if we don't have to do interviews. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay.
I wasn't aware. Oh well. All right. Over Matrix, and now over Matrix we get good movies. The movies that I gave a positive grade to, or that I will give a positive grade to, because one of them I haven't quite reviewed yet, but the review will come later today. My Christmas present to you guys. Over that, I'm going to have Sing 2, an actually quite enjoyable, charming enough film that while it has good moments, it has nothing of value in between those moments. So it doesn't properly build to those, even though they are effective in isolation. Over that, even though I kind of put them in the same box, we have Netflix's Don't Look Up. It's overly long to the point where if you go
That was
over
my
the
only
first
issue with
four
it.
the
That was
first
my only
40
issue.
minutes of the film, you didn't miss anything. The film does not get going until 40 minutes in. And it's a funny movie, but much like The Matrix Resurrections, it's got all these messages and all these topics of discussion. And granted, it's not going for subtlety. It wants to be obvious, but I just don't appreciate it when the film slams its messages in my face. And the story itself, like the story doesn't evolve from the start, from its premise. Like the first 20 minutes of the film, as these people are discussing what they're going to do about the asteroid and whatnot, like characters don't change throughout the film, perspectives on people don't change. It's got all these poking fun elements at both sides, at all sides of the spectrum, but then it doesn't really evolve beyond that. So everything you're aware about when it comes to aware of when it comes to the film, you gain nothing new by the end of it, and that's why it's enjoyable. It's fine. It is a funny movie, but there's just
Who was your
nothing
favorite?
beyond the surface for me. Character?
DiCaprio? No, just
A
performance.
performance, DiCaprio or Lawrence or DiCaprio, both are really great. But DiCaprio goes through this change that
Mhm.
eh, I didn't really care too much for. So I guess I'll go Lawrence. Plus, she's the more relatable character because the whole "oh, we're all going to die anyway" attitude is very much hit close to heart. Um, Over that, I'm going to have the Wheel of Time. Yesterday, I finished the final episode. I reviewed it, and today the finale is out. So it's an enjoyable,
I
if
still have not watched this
messy,
show.
series. If you like fantasy, I don't think you're going to love it, but like to me, I didn't fall in love with it head over heels. I wasn't blown away, but I also never lost interest. So it's
And see,
enjoyable, and it's one of those
that's
things
my
that I
thing.
think it will pay off in the long run if
If
they
I
get
don't,
to
so like I'm
4,
gonna
5, 6
wait.
seasons.
This is a show I'm gonna wait on. Like if
Okay,
the second season comes out and you and everyone's like, this is the
it's coming
best
out.
fucking
They're
yeah,
already
but like if
shooting
you
it.
guys, it's the best fucking show on television right now.
Mhm.
That's gonna make me go want to go watch it. I am so done with fucking garbage or just fine fantasy shows. So, which again, then some people will disagree that The Witcher sucks. So, and I really like The Witcher, so maybe I would like The Wheel of Time. But is it R? Is it
I mean,
R-rated?
I don't know. There's quite graphic violence at times, but it's
Okay.
not Game of Thrones, you know.
Oh, sure.
Over that, I'm going to have Hawkeye, the final episode, and the season as a whole. I am going to borrow my own words. It's a bit messy. It's not entirely satisfying. It's a very enjoyable Christmas adventure that I'm going to go back to every Christmas. And
Yep.
over that, much like Zach, I took my parents to see No Way Home this past Sunday, and so that is the best movie I watched this week. And I will
The
still
best film
watch
of the
Wolf.
year.
So Don't Look Up and Wolf. Those will be the final two reviews. And starting on Sunday, we'll have all the ranking videos for the end of the year. I think I'm either going to start with the animated films of 2021 ranked or the comic book movies of 2021 ranked. Either one of those is coming on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Let's see. Weekly rankings. Joe Fletcher. Number 4, Matrix 4. Good God, it was awful. uh, Hawkeye episode 6. My favorite MCU show. Number 2, Don't Look Up. Loved it. And number 1, Spider-Man No Way Home. My favorite movie of the year. It's somewhere in my top 10. I'm not going to say where because I really haven't thought about where, but it's
Do you
somewhere
want to
around.
give him the present now or later? By the way.
Later. Let's do it when we finish the news before we start the
Okay.
questions.
Whoever
My
can
weekly
guess the idea or what the
yes,
present is, you get a present.
yes. And also we're not going to tell you the entire details, but we're going to let you in on the secrets that we've been keeping from you guys.
We're breaking out.
Eric Thorpe.
We're both gonna do the same show on the same exact time on different channel.
Exactly. On different just alone, solo. Number 1, Game of Thrones season 4 episodes 1 through 3. Number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 3, Matrix Reloaded. Number 4, The Matrix. Wow, you have Reloaded above The Matrix. Damn. Number 5, Hawkeye episode 6, and number 6, The Witcher season 2 episode 1 and 2. Wanted to love it, but it's just okay so far. Okay, so far it's perfectly fine. It can only go up from there. Uh, mm, mm, mm. Is that it? I thought I had seen another weekly ranking. All right, we'll go back to those earlier questions later. When we get to the live questions. GGOP, my weekly ranking number 7, Small Soldiers, underrated film. I still want a sequel. Number 6, The Matrix Resurrections. You have that above Small Soldiers? How dare you, sir? Number 5, Hawkeye episode 6. Number 4, The Animatrix. Never seen it. Number
Wait,
3, regular show.
wait. I disagree completely with this entire ring. Why the fuck is Small Soldiers number 7? Why the hell is that? That should be number 2. That should be number 2.
I would agree. Maybe I wouldn't put it above Hawkeye, but off the top of my head, I will say yes.
That
Just because
movie's a masterpiece.
I still have the character, the main character from that somewhere here. So, but I'll get it next when we get to the questions. Number 3, regular show. Number 2, Malcolm in the Middle. And number 1, No Way Home. I love something fell. I love this unanimous. Bless you. This
Thank you.
unanimous decision of having No Way Home at number 1. All right, let's get into the news because we're already 20 minutes into this show, ladies and gentlemen. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Speaking of, like, I put this over at the topics we were going to discuss when it broke that record, when the weekend box office came out with the 260 million that it made, and then it was heading over to 500 million, and eventually on Thursday, I believe, yesterday, it made it to 800 million worldwide over its first week. And Spider-Man: No Way Home, it has not only made pandemic records, it has made historical records when it comes
In
to the
record
box
time.
office. In record time. People are loving this film and they're going over and over and over and over again. And
Yep.
they're taking friends and they're taking family. I know I saw them my first 3 times all by myself because a friend of mine, he had to work overtime this week because he's working on
That
a
is
big show.
terrible.
He's working today, Zach.
Yeah,
He's
that
working
sucks.
today on that same thing. So he still hasn't seen Spider-Man: No Way Home. He's going to have to wait until January. Like, I know he's
That
been spoiled
sucks.
about the 2 people, and we're going
Yeah,
to respect
Superman
anyone
and
on the chat
Batman.
who
So
hasn't exactly. He hasn't, but he'll have to wait until January. So I took my parents, and that's the only company I've seen this film with. And still, when I took my parents, by the way, on Sunday, there were still not the overwhelming applause and cheering and clapping, but you could still hear it like around the room,
like stuff
"From
like that,
over
because that's how
there." They're
dude, so,
like small groups of people,
yeah,
like you could hear them from the other side going, "Yeah,"
yeah. So
and
like
stuff
I
like
went
that.
Monday with Cynthia again because she's like, let's go see it again. I'm like, all right. So I found it. I found a really nice theater, Dolby, with 2 seats like to the side, but it's like the screen's kind of curved, so it doesn't matter where the fuck you sit. So we sat, we watched it again, and I was the loudest one in there, man. Even though you could still hear the pockets of people like,
Exactly.
and that's the best feeling, you know.
That's the
So
best part, yeah.
and I love, like, this is one of my favorite theater going experiences, especially like when I saw it Friday night with my friend and Cynthia for the first time, because like, dude, me and my friend were like, we're gonna be the loudest fucking people in this thing. I don't care how. I don't like, we're gonna scream. And I know my friend was like genuinely like screaming at certain things. And you can never take that memory away. But you're right,
Nope.
man. It's breaking by. I think right now it's like at what, 850
I think
million.
so, yeah.
But guess what?
850.
The thing that not a lot of people are talking about is there's one country that does not have this film. That is China. China never got this film, and they're probably not gonna get it. If it hits 1 billion without China,
It's their own fault, though. They don't want to.
But I think if it hits 1 billion, and I might be wrong on this, this will be the first film to ever hit $1 billion without China. I think there might be only one other film that's with that, and I think that might be Joker. I can't remember if Joker actually went to China or not.
I don't
might have,
think
and
it
just
did.
bombed.
I don't think it did. So Joker might be the first one.
But if Spider-Man hits it, I mean, that especially with the pandemic going on, that is insane. That is insane.
Nuts.
Like,
and it's nuts how fast it got there.
But you know, I know we're gonna talk about Doctor Strange later. I don't see Doctor Strange making this amount of money. It depends how they depends how they market it.
Not many movies, and hopefully we'll be at a better place pandemic wise in May, at around May 6th.
Like, what would you say Doctor Strange makes opening weekend, just in the domestically?
How much did the first Doctor Strange make? Can
like
you look that
60
up?
or something, 65 or something. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty low. It came
'Cause
out right
What I was
after.
because what I was
What
going
is
to
it?
say is that Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Like
Yeah. So
when it comes to
Doctor
Mount
Strange overall made 677 million.
677.
Yeah, and then
I
its
mean,
opening weekend,
there's more awareness of who Doctor Strange
85
is right
million.
now. There's more awareness of who Doctor Strange is right now. So I'd say it's gonna make more than that opening weekend. And I say if it's good, it gets good legs and it's going to overall pass the first one. I don't know if it gets to a billion because Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Like if you're
Hmm.
putting up a Mount Rushmore of most
It's
famous
Spider-Man.
superhero, not the best, not the ones I prefer, not the ones that are more important to comic books, like who the general audience usually knows and loves, it's Batman, it's Superman, it's Spider-Man, and then someone else, number 4. Maybe
Hmm.
Captain America, because America. Or Iron Man at this point. But Spider-Man is there. Like undisputedly his place is cemented. So Doctor Strange is not Spider-Man. Not many characters are Spider-Man in terms of the general audience recognizing and
Yep.
knowing them very well and whatnot. So no, I don't even think it's a good comparison to put Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness compared to Spider-Man. There's good awareness for it. They were very smart in putting that trailer after the movie itself. Um,
Yeah.
so here's hoping.
Yeah, but you know what though? You made a good point. Everyone knows this fucking movie is coming out next year now
Yeah, now
because of
they
it
do.
being that second end credit scene. You know what I mean? Like all these people stayed after the credits. Everyone saw that. So what is everyone going to be excited leaving? Oh shit! Now there's something going on with the multiverse, and I have to imagine.
But also it has been delayed, so it's coming out
Yeah,
half a year later. Like
yeah.
if it was
I just.
March, that would be right, like a really good sweet spot. But unfortunately,
Mhm.
it was delayed.
But now I wonder. I'm like, how do you market Doctor Strange? I mean, we all, you and me know that there's hidden characters and stuff like that. We because we know the multiverse, we know what they're gonna play around with. How do you sell that to the general public going audience without spoiling it? From my understanding, like a lot of these can't. It's like a one and done thing. So like,
Mhm.
do you give I and Kevin Feige's not the one. Like, how do you sell that? You know what I mean? That's my aspect of it. I'm very curious to see, do they give up one? Do they give up two? You know what I mean? Do they give up some of the surprises to get them in for the bigger surprises?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's tricky because then it depends on what do you consider the big surprise and the small surprises because it depends on who you ask. I know a lot of the surprises that are coming,
Yeah,
and
same.
I'm sure if you also knew all of the ones, and if you guys knew all of the ones, like we'd rank it in very different degrees of what's the biggest one, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Spider-Man: No Way Home, super successful at the box office. It has saved cinema. We should have just titled the episode that because it would have been very clickbaity of us. But this gets a full thumbs up for me, not only because it's a good sign for theaters, but it's a movie that deserves it. It's a movie
Yep.
that's fantastic in every regard. And again, it's somewhere in my top 10 of the year, but you guys will have to wait till next week to see that. All right, Zach, what's your verdict? And take us into the
Big night.
next
Happy
section.
it's making the money. Didn't expect otherwise. I did predict that this was gonna hit $1 billion. I think at this point, I don't think it hits two. It's gonna slowly start to stop. That's just how movies are.
Mhm.
I think it gets to like 1.8 at the highest amount. Unless China
Okay.
goes, hey, we're gonna if China announces that it's going there, oh, that's done. It's making another billion. Like just from China alone. So because they're huge on Spider-Man. I mean, that's the reason Far From Home made $1 billion. So
True.
so moving into the next topic. Big things. Michael Keaton will be appearing not just in The Flash next year, but he will
Oh.
also be the new DCU's Batman after the Flash, which has been rumored for quite a bit. And he will be appearing in Batgirl. Now, there's a lot of things that came out yesterday. A lot of people that were saying that maybe these were leaks. These are not leaks. There was also casting that Michael Shannon and I can't remember the girl's name, but both the villains from Man of
Yep.
Steel will be also appearing in the Flash. These were all released from Warner Brothers in a very
This was
boring way.
a Warner Brothers press release for
Yeah.
next year.
And for me, I'm just like, why didn't you guys mention this at DC Fandom? No, but this
DC
okay,
fandom was
whatever.
trash.
Yeah, whatever. It was cool to see they're coming back because I really like both those villains. I love General Zod. I'm assuming it's the Flash probably going to Supergirl's world, and instead of Superman, it's Supergirl, and she had to fight them. I literally think that's it. But it makes me wonder if they're actually the main villains of that now, or like if they're a bigger opposing force than we think. So we'll see on that.
Not from what we know, Zach.
Not from what we know, no, not at all. But let's not get into that.
No.
But yeah, Michael Keaton is going to be DC's Batman. This has kind of been rumored for a bit, even when he was announced for the Flash. Little weird with the Batgirl situation, because especially because JK's coming back too, so like now it's like even weirder. But again, that's the big difference with the Flash and when he plays with the multiverse type concept is whatever he affects, that changes everything forever. So I get it. You really got to sell the audience on it, though. You really have to. I mean, that Flash script, which I mean, I've heard good things on the Flash script itself. It's just some of the choices they're making that I'm not like the writing style, if that makes sense, Ren. Like the writing style is good, I guess.
Usually, I just say that's the script because what I've heard is that the script nobody likes it, but it's Andy that's pulling people through because he's doing certain things with the direction.
So I guess
that,
Andy's directing to get it to there. I don't know. It just kind of seems like, I guess. You know what? The only pro I got of this, yes, I'm really excited to see Batgirl movie because of the directors, because I really like Bad Boys for Life. I thought that was a very big surprise. But they also just did Miss Marvel. And I'm also just excited to see Leslie Grace as Batgirl. I think that's fucking great.
Yes.
That's what I and then I was gonna say Nathan Fillion. Brendan Fraser as Firefly. That's cool. That's cool to me, man. I like the villain of Firefly. So
I understand why you were thinking Nathan Fillion.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
So I'm just excited for this, man. Like it's good. I'm not sold with the Michael Keaton thing. The only thing that I'm excited about Michael Keaton being the DCU's Batman is it means we're one step closer to Batman Beyond in live action. So
I still don't know if we're getting that. It's not really news in the sense that surprises anyone, but it furthermore cements how they're pushing Ben Affleck out with this film. And then when Flash remakes his universe at the end, it's gonna be that Michael Keaton was always his Batman. Batman was always that old guy, Michael Keaton, and he's the same age or even older than Gordon. And they're gonna wrap everything up in a neat little bow to make it make sense, quote unquote, that Michael Keaton has always been this universe's Batman.
Do you think Ben Affleck dies in this one, like the Batman?
Maybe. I hadn't thought about it, but I wouldn't be too shocked now that you're asking. If he dies, he dies. No, I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not willing to bet on it, but if he dies, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, not terribly surprised by that. Sadly.
Yeah.
But I guess we're going to have to move on with this new Batman. The whole Michael Shannon and Antje Trau, I think that's how you pronounce her name, because she's German. She was in Dark as Feora. It's only leading more to the confusion, man. It's only leading more to the confusion of what the fuck is going on in this film. But yeah,
let's just say this. I know the DCU is already kind of rocky.
Kinda.
If this movie, if this movie,
which
not
is
just
supposed
the movie's quality,
to fix everything,
but like, yeah, if it doesn't fix everything, I think it'll be even more hilarious to me.
You're
because
not wrong.
The thing with this is the ramifications. Then the ramifications then go. Whatever happens in this should absolutely affect everything else. Shazam, Aquaman, it doesn't fucking matter. It should affect everything.
And it's going to, for better or worse.
Thank God. Can we just be thank God Matt Reeves pushed to put his Batman in a different universe? Like, I know that interview came out where he goes, I pushed for it to come out. I'm like, thank you. I'm sure he looked at this and he goes, yeah, I'm good. This is gonna be a separate Batman.
Yeah. I don't want any of the
And
mess
then
you guys
maybe
are
the
creating over there.
long-term plans is to do Kingdom Come way down the road with that universe, and then have them kill them all, and then just that's the new one, Matt Reeves' DC universe.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
know.
hope that that universe stays separated and stays of its lonesome. So the only thing he has to worry about is doing more Batman stories.
Yeah.
Nothing
So
against Michael Keaton, but not to cheat on this one, I'm going to have to throw it in the dungeon only because I would much prefer it there was Ben Affleck to
or
stay,
just recast. Just recast.
or just
That's
recasting,
like
yeah, and have
they
it
are
play the
literally
same the
doing a
same
movie.
Batman.
Yeah. They are doing a movie to combine an older film into their universe. Like this is, I mean, a movie just did that, but like in a better way. Like
Yeah.
they want to canonize this shit. They want
Mhm.
to canonize which nothing wrong with them. I like the Burton movies, but like they want to canonize like this movie is literally made to fix their fucks ups. Like that's it. Instead of just going forward, like it's like digging a hole and hoping
Yeah.
that that hole you're digging eventually gets filled with something that's going to help it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're so worried about whether they can. They're not questioning whether they should. So it leads to more fuck ups, and
It's
it
like
leads them to keep
just
being
recast.
reactionary.
You could just
Like that,
recast.
that was a good stretch, like in these past few years, where the DCU at first was very reactionary with Batman v
Yeah.
Superman,
Yep.
with Suicide Squad, and then it started. Okay, we're finding our footing, and now it seems like we're back. Um, we're
Yeah.
back being
This year was
reactionary.
great for them, man. This year was great for them.
Yeah, two very good movies.
I
Two
wonder
very
if
good movies.
you know how like AT&T sold it to Discovery. I wonder if Discovery is looking at this
Mhm.
movie and being like, "What in the fuck did you guys do?"
Uh, no, because there's nothing they can do now because this film
No,
is
I
already
know, but
being
like,
done. So they're just gonna have to swallow this shit. They're just gonna have to put up with it and own this shit. All right, moving on to a very exciting third topic. And I mean exciting because our expectations were already high before this week, but holy fuck. The Northman, ladies and gentlemen, has put up its first official trailer. And it's a full trailer. Like I'm sure they're gonna send another one out. I won't watch it because I got my fill with this. It's brutal, it's violent, it's got tragedy, it's got family relationships, it's Hamlet, or as I like to say, the Lion King, but with Vikings. And I don't mean that as an insult. I'm selling you on this film. So if you're not sold on this film by that description, I don't know what will sell you on this film because it looks all kinds of glorious. The cast is excellent. The talent behind the camera is sensational, and it has not disappointed me thus far. This trailer was everything I could have imagined to the point before the trailer, I don't think I had any idea what the actual story was. But just watching the beats throughout the trailer, I'm like, oh, this, bless you. I was
thank
like,
you.
oh, this is The Lion King, but rated R with
Yeah,
Vike, with Alexander Skarsgård, with my
abs, blood,
with
and
abs,
yeah.
blood, Anya Taylor-Joy, and a joyous look on my face. This is my kind of shit. I could not be more excited for this. Zach, what are your thoughts on this trailer? Did it exceed, or meet, or not correspond to your expectations? Because I know
So
I sent you the trailer
yeah,
and you still weren't woken up.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna be unpopular. I didn't finish it. I thought it was a terrible
Oh,
trailer, to be
oh
honest with you.
wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I
Mm.
didn't finish it though. I only watched the first 30 seconds. I said, "Cool, I'm sold. Don't want to watch anymore."
First,
I literally I literally watched 30 seconds. I said, "I'm good. I'm good."
oh,
Two
okay,
minutes long.
30. Good, good.
I don't want to watch anymore. I just
Okay.
it was enough for me.
Mhm.
This was my fourth most anticipated film of this year because it was supposed to come out this year and it got pushed. Um, so now it's one of my most anticipated for next year. There's no doubt about it. Robert Eggers is a damn god. He made a live action SpongeBob film with The Lighthouse, and it was perfection. He made The Witch, which is one of my favorite horror films of all time. I have Black
Yep.
Phillip somewhere around me. I don't know. Maybe he's over there. Um, I love what he's doing as a director, and I know people that have seen this movie, and I've
Ooh,
heard great things. I've also heard that it
all
is very
right,
much more of a Robert Eggers film than you would expect from this trailer. I know a lot of people are
cool,
expecting an accessible film. I've heard that it is not. I've heard it is very much a Robert Eggers film. And that Focus Features, when they read the script, it was very, okay, this is an awesome Viking film. Here's all this money. Then what did Robert Eggers go and make? He went and made a Robert Eggers Viking film.
good.
So that right. So it comes out in April. I'm very excited for this. I'm sold. I don't want to see anymore. Not gonna watch another trailer.
Oh, I'm not gonna watch another trailer.
I
This is
but
plenty.
this looks
I
awesome.
love the whole intensity where he keeps repeating the same line throughout the film, which is "Avenge, I will avenge you, father. I will
Yep.
save your mother.
Yep.
I will kill you, Fjolnir. I will avenge you, father." And I just need to get into Assassin's Creed Valhalla ASAP and finish
Oh yeah, you
Origins and
still have to play it.
Odyssey at
Yeah.
last. I definitely want to get on this. And I need more Viking stuff now. I need more Viking shit that is as brutal and as intense and as violent as this looks. It looks all kinds of glorious. Cannot wait for this. So it's getting a definite thumbs up, a definite night from me. How about you, Zach?
Nah, it's night from what I saw. I don't want to see anymore. Just give me it right now.
All right, take us into our fourth topic, my friend, and our penultimate topic.
All right, spoilers for the Hawkeye finale if you have not watched it. You got
Yes.
5 seconds to get out, mute us, or anything of that nature. Five, four, three, two, one. It's
I don't
done.
have a figure. I don't have a figure.
Uh,
Otherwise, I'd
uh,
put it
I
right
should have
here.
pulled my. I should have pulled the Kingpin figure down from up there
Yeah.
and brought him down.
Do
But
I have it?
so Hawkeye series, did they really? The big thing everyone was wondering. Kingpin's back. Vincent D'Onofrio is back in the role. He's done some interviews saying that, this is the same version from the Netflix version. I just don't think they're going to make it to where you have to watch those. I think it's more of a, if you
Yeah.
saw them, cool. If
I
you
mean, if
didn't,
anything, he said that he is playing it as the same
yeah.
version, which
So,
doesn't make sense because you would be in prison.
exactly. But it's been 5 years. The blip. He's talked about the blip, how that might have affected him, and how he might
Fair
have been
point.
blipped. The other thing I thought about this. There's stuff that happens in this episode, which we'll talk about, because the whole topic of this is, did they really kill him? We're gonna tell you right now, they didn't fucking kill him. There's no way you bring back Vincent D'Onofrio, and all you people freaking out. Oh my god, he fucking died. They killed the MCU ruined Kingpin. This isn't a Ralph Boner situation, guys. This isn't a Ralph Boner situation. And even if you take away knowing the comic books and what happens to him in there, guys, it's called if you don't see them die, they didn't die. And I can also tell you this: if you do see them still die, more likely they can come back to life. It's called a comic book movie and a comic book show. We've seen
Yeah.
that happen many times before. So, um, the few things I want to discuss though on why I think this could possibly be the same version. The second I saw him working with the tracksuit and having that more shitty underground kind of area, I thought, I'm like, I mean, this kind of makes sense. He lost everything after Hawkeye's Daredevil season 3. He lost Vanessa. He lost everything. I mean,
Vanessa!
he lost everything after that. You know what I mean? And that's kind of
Mhm.
the way that I took it. Plus the blip and all the sorts of things. So I would understand why he's starting so low. But Rem, we were wrong. He didn't own Avengers Tower, man. We still
Nope.
don't know.
There was no party. I mean, there was no party that he organized. At least.
Yeah. I think right now I think it's the Baxter building. I, I'm I'm done predicting, but I did say in my review though that, and someone was like, it's got to be King's Tower, and I'm like, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, in Loki, in the background, it did say King, so like maybe it's changed to
Eh,
that now, but I don't know. It's just kind of like this glare. I really do wonder if it was supposed to be Oscorp. At this point, I'm really wondering if it was supposed to be Oscorp, and now they're just kind of holding it back. I don't know. Who fucking knows? But
no, because if they wanted to make it Oscorp, they would have made it Oscorp. Like,
yeah.
there's nothing stopping them from making
Well,
it Oscorp.
well,
So
I mean, Spider-Man and them breaking up before Far From Home.
but that was their plan. They were the
Yeah.
ones that made that decision. So they're the, if anything, that's them stopping themselves from making an Oscorp. So
Yeah.
I don't think anyone stopped them from making an Oscorp.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's totally not dead. And even in the
No.
comics, when that happens, he goes blind for a little bit, and emphasis on little bit, and then he's back on his feet. I also don't think you want to start a show with a brand new hero that's just come off of murdering someone. Granted, that someone is Kingpin,
Yeah.
but you don't want your hero to start off from a place. I just
It's
murdered someone. Come watch my show.
yeah, it's very curiousing though because I thought her whole arc in her show was going to be her finding out that he was the one. Finally coming to that terms of how to and that's what I thought, but that's not what it's going to be.
Not even finding out, but separating herself from
Yeah.
him.
So, it's going to be interesting. I saw theories that maybe they didn't go with the blind thing in this and they made him deaf, temporarily deaf.
Yeah, I think she shot him in the eyes or in the ear or like right next to his face or in something.
Yeah.
He's not dead.
No.
But I will say this, since we're talking about her specifically, and I think Alaqua Cox does a fantastic job. The show did a terrible job at making Echo an interesting character, and I say interesting to the point where I want to watch the show with this character as the lead. I think they did a horrible job at
Can
it.
I will say I liked her up until the finale. Like I was really into her character until the finale. And again, as much as I liked how much the finale actually tied everything up pretty much, it feels rushed. It feels that's it feels
The
rushed.
show
Like
needed 2 more episodes. I
they
would have
it
given
needed
this
two
8
more,
episodes.
and that's my thing. I think this episode should have finished out the Florence Pugh stuff. That's it. It should have finished out the Elena stuff.
Mhm.
They should have handled that and been done. Then you handle out the Maya stuff, and then Kingpin's kind of still lurking there until the way up. Because I think
Yeah.
Kingpin should have been introduced like 3 episodes ago. He should have been. He's the big bad of the season, and they didn't really dive into it all too much. I don't know. Like I still really like the show, but it's my one complaint with a lot of the only Marvel show I think is damn near perfect is Loki. That's my only.
Yeah,
And I still think the 3rd episode was a little bit slow, but it didn't feel rushed in its pacing and executed everything pretty perfectly
yeah.
in trying to explain everything and making you understand. WandaVision's finale was also rushed. Hawkeye's finale was rushed.
But
Um,
WandaVision was the finale.
yeah,
Period. The rest of the show in general, it's exactly what they wanted to do, clearly. Like Hawkeye has similar and yet the precise opposite problems of Falcon and the Winter Soldier for me, where the biggest issues I had with Falcon and Winter Soldier were mostly what they decided to do with certain characters.
yeah,
Hawkeye, the character stuff is excellent. The Kate Clint relationship, the Kate Yelena relationship, the whole thing going on with Yelena and Clint, I think character wise, it's all been great. It's the story around it that doesn't really work and needed much more time to breathe and much more. Uh, you needed to trim up the edges a little bit more. Um, so overall, it's one of the it's on the weaker side, but when I say weaker side, these shows are all entertaining, all very enjoyable, and they all have great characters.
yep.
That
I
you
just think I hope for She-Hulk and Moon Knight and Miss Marvel, they don't feel rushed. I hope my hopefulness is that there's 8 episodes instead of 6.
She-Hulk
And
is
if
going to
it
be
needs,
8 episodes, from what I know.
I thought it was 10, but 8,
Oh,
8, 10
or
don't matter
that.
to me. It don't
It's gonna
matter
be
to me.
26.
But those
Gonna
are
be-
and that has been announced that is a 30-minute show. Each episode
Mhm.
is. So that's going to be interesting to see where that goes. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm interested to see. He's not dead. So if you were one of the people that thinks Kingpin, they really brought Kingpin back to just kill him in one episode.
Nah,
No,
don't worry.
don't. I mean, I'm willing to
It's
bet
all good.
$100 with someone that he's coming back. Like I'm willing to bet that money. There's no way he doesn't. Echo needs a supporting cast. Also, just saying. You know,
Yeah.
she needs a supporting cast.
All
Do you
right.
think the Echo show still happens? By the way.
Of course. 100%.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
I saw some people
All right.
thinking that maybe it wasn't, but okay, no
Nah.
problem. Let's jump into
All
that.
right, ladies and gentlemen. let's go into our very exciting final topic. One that we talked about a little bit last week when we did the Spider-Man spoiler
But now
discussion.
everyone's seen it.
Now everyone's seen it because it's online for you all to enjoy. Hang on, let me. Okay, because the Multiverse of Madness trailer has been officially released for everyone to enjoy. And I've watched this trailer an unhealthy amount of times,
Same.
and I've asked some things around to get some things confirmed and whatnot. So I want Zach to start off to start us off on this, because at this point, and I don't mean to brag, but at this point, because I asked about it in the last few days to some people, I think I know a few more details that we did last week. So Zach might not be aware of certain things that I know, and that I'm not going to share because I swore
Oh,
to
I was gonna
secrecy,
say
and I
you
don't
can
want
share it.
and I don't want to. No, not on air, not on air.
Oh,
All
can
right,
you
Zach.
share it with me
What?
later?
Yeah,
I
sure.
want to
If
know.
you want to,
I don't
I'll
care.
ask first.
I
Do
know
you
a lot
want to
about.
know
I
like
know a lot. I know a lot about.
you and I know a lot of the same information. Just these past few days, I've inquired about certain updates. So yeah, what are your
I'm
thoughts
not.
on the Multiverse of Madness trailer, Zach?
I'm not gonna ask the one thing I was about to ask because you're not gonna say it, and I don't want to ruin anything. So
I
I'm
mean,
gonna take
yeah,
that.
ask just so everyone knows if I know the answer to it
That's
or
a
not.
variant version of her.
Can't answer.
Okay, well, that's my prediction. I will say though, when I saw this trailer, I thought that was Scarlet behind him. I didn't see Rachel McAdams when I saw Spider-Man. I swore that was Elizabeth Olsen. So
I only clocked in that it was her on the second watch. On the first watch,
okay,
it's such a quick shot in the trailer itself that oh, who was that? Because like on the right here,
hmm
it's America
so
Chavez, but
yeah,
that one I can't
okay.
quite
So I have a lot of
think
thoughts on
of
this.
the whole
First
one.
off, I love that the Agamotto is like right here because that's like comic book accurate. I love this fucking suit of his. Sam Raimi's visuals are fucking here. I love the color palette that he's putting into this.
Big purples and reds, strong colors.
Yeah, they fucked up. They done fucked up. This trailer is very misleading. The amount of times that I've watched it, it's heavily misleading. And Ren, don't
Oh,
say anything if you don't.
okay.
I This is my theory. And you can confirm it off air with me. Um, that scene of when he goes to Wanda to ask for help.
Mhm.
That's the last time I saw her with him. I think they get in
Mhm.
a fight. I think they get in a fight or some shit happens. I think they get in a fight on that farm area or whatever. Doctor Strange finds out that she is a part of this cause. And yeah, that's my theory. I don't know. I just think she is the villain of this. It is not a variant version of
Oh,
Doctor Strange at all. I think he actually might go to that Doctor Strange to ask. I think they're gonna fight him and that other Doctor Strange, but I think in the end of the day, he's going to. That's the Supreme Strange who consumes people. I
mhm.
think this one's gonna do the same thing. I think by the very end of this movie, he is going to consume Scarlet Witch. I think she's dead after this, and I don't want to say
You
that. I
think
don't even
she's
want to.
dead after
I
this?
think this is it for
Okay.
her. Well, for
Wow.
now, as big as someone can die in the MCU. But there's
Wow.
just something in my gut saying that this is it for Scarlet Witch. I just look at that. That's such a dope shot.
That's a
And I
dope
like her
shot.
new suit. I mean, it's a little bit upgraded
Yeah.
from the last time we even saw it. So I
Mhm.
just I think she's going bad. And I will say I have heard. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say what. I've heard that Scarlet Witch has the coolest action sequence in the entire MCU within this film.
All right.
Not going to say
All
what character
right.
it's with. Not going to say who. But from what I've heard,
I haven't heard that, but you probably can't say who against who.
I can't say it in public. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, if you want to know, it is out there. It is out there. If
Okay.
you truly want to find out for yourself, go
Mhm.
ahead. Right? If you want to know, I'll tell you in private. I don't care. But
Yeah, sure. Tell me, just so I can confirm if it
eh,
is one of
well,
the
it's
people I know is in this movie.
oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's literally it.
by the way, I think you're absolutely wrong. She's not dying in this.
Okay.
They've
Let me.
made too much work with her on this film and in WandaVision to just kill her off. But yeah,
Okay.
guys, this trailer looks sensational. This is exactly my type of shit. Reading those Doctor Strange comics, growing up, now seeing this come to life amazingly. Um, okay, okay.
Have you heard that too?
Uh, I didn't hear this specifically, but I knew that person was in this film.
Okay, me
That's for
too.
sure.
Can I? Do you want me to put
Um,
another person that I've heard or no?
I think I know. I even think I know exactly who you're going to say that is in this film. Um, but go ahead. This trailer looks amazing, guy. I cannot. No, I have not heard that one,
Oh, okay.
and
I don't
and
know
I
if that
hope
one's
you're
real.
wrong.
I don't know if that one's real.
I
If
don't
I'm
think
being
that one is
honest.
real. I don't think that one is real. But yeah,
Okay.
looks amazing. Very exciting. It looks so on brand with the previous Doctor Strange, but at the same time so new and so fresh and so unique. Some of the shots in this are absolutely insane. It is a big movie. I know it feels, and we did just get a big movie with Spider-Man
Yeah.
No Way Home, but that one was also very personal. The story itself was very intimate in No Way Home. This is just big. Uh,
This is my most
it's
anticipated. I
just
mean,
big.
I was more excited for this even over No Way Home. So
Me too. Me too. The only thing I was more excited for than this was Eternals. So after Eternals, this has been my number one for, for a while now, and it's overall my most anticipated thing in the MCU. And when I do my most anticipated movies for the next year, you're going to see this film. I'm going to talk about this film. I
mhm.
cannot wait to consume this,
This
and
visual shot
I
is so
cannot wait.
fucking
I
beautiful.
cannot wait for the time to come for me to recommend you guys all the Doctor Strange comics you should read
You got to start
uh,
sending me some so I
for
can
this
start
film.
reading it
I will.
before
The other
May.
day, I think it was on last week's episode, Nate, who's right now in the chat, Nate Ankenbauer, he asked like, "Were some like very necessary um, Doctor Strange and Spider-Man comics to read?" And I went and gave him some Spider-Man comics, and then I went and gave him some Doctor Strange comics. And I'm like, these
I've been saying
actually
it, man.
these
I think
actual
you
like Doctor Strange comics are going to be very essential for
I think
the
you
movie.
should do a video on this. Like in January when it's slow. These are
Mhm.
the 5 Doctor Strange comics you need to read before Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I seriously think, man, that's like
Mhm.
then you can do Thor Love and Thunder, and then you could do even the Batman. You know what I mean? Like I think this is like because you know all the comic shit. Like there's a period of my life where I'd stop reading comics. So like now getting back into it. But again, my Lord and Savior, Sam Raimi, man. I am so fucking excited. He's always wanted to do a Doctor Strange movie, and it's just it makes my heart happy, man. Like this shot alone.
Yeah.
I love the horror tone it
Things
has too.
just
I
got
love
out
the
of
horror.
hand.
And you know what though? I knew he was gonna play super. I had a feeling Supreme Strange was in this, and I say this because there's a part. There was an interview he did where he said, "I can't show my face. I have makeup from Doctor Strange on," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so he has Supreme Strange makeup on."
But I don't think that is Supreme though.
No, I think he's in it
Not at
though.
all.
I think he's in this
Yes.
movie.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. All right, guys. That is all we can say about this trailer without giving too much away from the info that we know. But this is an extremely exciting trailer. Question is, Zach, because we all love this other trailer. Do you think this is a better trailer than the second trailer for No Way Home? He's really thinking about this.
It's tough because No Way Home's second one was really good. I'm gonna
It
say
was.
no because I find this trailer so. It's because I already know so much about the movie's its story
Mhm.
that I find it heavily misleading in a lot of different ways. Maybe it's just maybe I'm wrong on the way that I'm thinking, but like
I mean, because I know a lot about the story as well. This doesn't look misleading. It just looks like it's not showing us anything yet.
maybe that's so. I'm still gonna go with No Way Home, but I think weirdly enough, visually, I like this trailer more.
Yeah. You guys know how much I love that second trailer for No Way Home, and you guys know how naturally there was a part of me that was always excited for No Way Home, and then that paid off. But I was also very afraid this trailer is better than the No Way Home trailer. Um,
I will
but
say
also
though,
this is a
nothing.
tease. This is a
Yeah, this
first
is a
official
teaser.
trailer, but it's also a teaser. It's the first trailer they put out. Like No Way Home, we had a ton of information already, and it was the second trailer. It was like that final punch to really sell everyone on the film. I think this is a better trailer.
Yep.
Alrighty then, let's get into your live questions, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget you can ask questions in one of three ways. You can just submit them in the live chat and we'll do our best to get
Hmm.
to them. Or you can support the channel while you ask great questions through the super chat or tip link. Both
And I do want to
in I
say,
mean
I,
there's no
I,
super sorry, there's no super chat in the description. You just click on that option in the live chat, but there's a tip link in the description. You can go
hmm
check that
and
one
I
out.
do want to
Please.
say, people start throwing in the best questions. I am backing out a little bit early today, just because. Remember, I told
Yes.
you, Ren. So,
Yes, you
I think I'm actually gonna leave at 8:30 my time.
Okay.
Because I'm hungry and I
Let's
feel like I
get to
need
it
to eat.
fast then.
So yeah, let's get to these questions,
Oh,
guys.
by the way, before we do get to the question, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to worry you a little bit because I'm going to tell you parts of the big news that we got, and that is that episode 100 of Geeks of the Roundtable is going to be the last one. That's all we're going to say for now. That's all we're going to say for now. Do you want to say anything else without giving too much away, Zach?
Um, huh. No, because I'll spoil. I've already almost spoiled it like 3 times. Like the last time. I
Okay.
think the last time we were talking about something and you said something and I
Yeah.
literally caught myself from saying boom.
Uh huh.
So
Yeah. Don't worry. That's not the whole news. I'm only giving you like the bad part without the context that makes it good. So don't worry too much. But episode 100 is going to be a very special one. So we got 7 more weeks at
we're
least
doing it
for
naked.
Geeks of
We're
the
doing
Round
the
Table.
show naked. Episode
We're doing
100.
it naked. We'll do it
Cameras off.
live. We always
It's
do it
called
live
it's called Geeks of the Round Table After Dark.
after
It's
dark.
because it's the Round Table when the Black Plague happened. That's what happening to us.
Exactly.
So
Thomas Jones. Merry Christmas Eve, both. Thank you so much, Thomas. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Hope you and your families have a great Christmas and New Year. Zach, have you finished laughing at your Matrix 4 hate comments yet?
no, because this morning I had like 50 more, and
Ooh,
I read them all before I got on here. Some of them, like, some people really attack you. You know what I mean? I'm just
yeah.
like, why are you attacking me? Like, not like, some of them are like because of how I look, and some are just like about like having a baby Yoda in my background. Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Like, how lonely are you? How
Mhm.
lonely and cold-hearted and how big of a loser are you? That's my question. To hate
Mhm.
on someone for like if you don't like the movie, I don't give a fuck if you like the movie. I'm just giving my opinion. And it's funny because I can tell half these people don't even watch the review. They don't even watch the
Oh,
review.
yeah,
Because
for
if you
sure.
watch the whole review, like I'm all about film appreciation. I'm always going to try and be more positive on anything. But I will mention my cons, and I literally say the second half of the movie for me is a mess. There's so many issues with the second half.
Yeah.
So they're just funny to me. They're just funny. There's like 800 comments on that video, and I've only replied back to like half of them. And then most of them, if it's a hate comment, I literally like do the little heart thing on it because I just find them funny. Like these are just it's a
Alrighty.
comedy to me.
Movie fan. I only got to see The Lost Daughter this week. My condolences, sir. I'm really sorry you had to go through that one. In cinemas and currently watching Don't Look Up and got Matrix Resurrections on Sunday and Spider-Man Round 2 on Monday. At least you'll end up on the highest notes possible when it comes to those four films. I don't I don't know which one I dislike more, The Matrix or The Lost Daughter. The Lost Daughter feels like a bigger waste of time.
I didn't even I started it and I couldn't get into it, so I didn't finish it.
It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. I hate The Lost Daughter. I hate that movie. The movie sucks.
They sent me a
That
bottle
movie
of
is
wine. So.
awful. I mean, Salt on
Did
the
you
wound.
review it? Did you review it?
I did.
I didn't see.
There were no trailers yet. Only like 8
Oh, okay.
stills or
So
something.
this is back like before anything. Okay, so that's why I probably didn't see
Yeah,
it. Was
I
that during
watched it
your
at
LFF?
LFF. Yeah,
Okay,
it was. It was one of the ones
that's
that
why.
it was during that stretch where there were a couple of days in LFF where I watched. This is the year in LFF I consumed the most movies. So there was a couple of days where I watched like 2 or 3 movies each day. And when I decided to do that on consecutive days, it was when all the films were really terrible. Uh,
Okay.
so it shows my wise decision making.
Hmm. Can you read my
MJ
private chat
asked,
before you read this comment and just say yes or no to me?
"No, I haven't heard either way."
Okay.
But in regards to the question that MJ asked, X-Men or Deadpool most likely to make a cameo in Doctor Strange? I know the answer, so I cannot answer your question. But Zach doesn't know the answer, so Zach can answer your
No, I know
question.
the answer. I know the
Oh, you
answer
do?
too.
Oh, you do?
Well,
Okay.
because yeah, so
Okay,
I
okay.
I'll say this. I think both. I think there's a possibility of both. Because you know what the biggest tease of that trailer was? You see every Marvel logo in the beginning. We didn't even talk about that. When it's
Huh,
splitting, you see every
yeah.
Marvel logo that has ever appeared. Marvel Studios,
Huh,
Marvel X-Men, it doesn't matter. It's
okay.
all in there, and I think that's really cool.
Alrighty.
So
Alrighty then.
shit,
Uh,
I think we're even gonna see Galactus from Fantastic Four 2.
oh God, the cloud. No, thank
Yeah.
you. Lady Aaron, Ren and Zach, what are you wishing for Christmas this year? I hope you guys get everything you want. Thank you so much, Aaron. I just want some peace and quiet. um, no, I don't know. I think I'm getting everything I asked for. Like my Christmas are pretty chill. They're downstairs in the living room, just waiting for midnight, and then midnight we exchange presents, we say goodbye, we hug each other, and then everyone goes make their merry way home. And tomorrow we have Christmas lunch, and that's it. Um, I know a few things that I'm getting, like present wise, but I'm not wishing for anything in particular.
Yeah.
I really have everything
Yeah.
I want that I can afford. Like I within the realm of reality of
Like you
realism, I
want an
have
Iron Man
everything I
suit, right? Like you really want an Iron
obviously.
Man suit to fly around in and stuff.
I want the best looking set of any YouTube movie reviewer, but realistically, that is not possible.
I feel it.
How about
I
you,
get it.
Zach?
It's weird because like when I was younger, I'd ask for so much. But now that I have a job, like it's like that TikTok that says I have big boy money now, so now I spend my money on things that I've always wanted. So it gets a little bit difficult
I
towards the end,
spend
but
my
there
big boy money on little boy things.
exactly. But it gets to the point now where there are things that I want but I won't buy. Like comics
Mm.
and books, for some reason, it depends on what it is. I won't spend the money on it sometimes. Like I'll be like,
Books, I'm selective, but comics, that's the shit I do spend money on.
so I asked for like a fuck ton of comics. Like pretty much any comic you sent me. That's why anytime someone
Yes.
asks me, I have a list of comics you sent me, and anytime someone asks me what I want, I literally send them like 3 of them, and I'm like, just pick one. That's all I want. So like
Yes.
my friend just got me a Batman Death in the Family,
Ooh, nice.
and then I'm hoping, and I and I know my girlfriend's not watching this, so like it's fine
Give
if I
him
say
the Thor comics. Give him
no,
the Thor
I
comics
want
for Love
Planet
and
Hulk.
Thunder.
I want Planet Hulk in World War
Okay, okay,
Z
okay.
or World War Hulk, and I've
World
put
War
it
Hulk.
on. I put it on her list, but she
I'm gonna
said that
reread those.
she
I'm gonna
bought
reread
some of
those. They're
them.
back
She
there.
bought some stuff on that list, and then she said she gave my list to the rest of my friends. So I don't know who got me what, if that makes sense. But yeah. So
Nope,
look
not
at
you.
Ren. Look at Ren
Look,
getting everything
look
he
at me
needs.
looking at my comics. Look at me
But
looking at my comics.
yeah. But other than that, my grandmother asked me if I wanted like any new games, and I told her I want the new Pokemon game, and I'll be happy. Like that's it. Just
Which one are you
give me
getting? The diamond
uh
or pearl?
diamond, I think is what I put. But I mean if
Okay.
she got me pearl, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was like
I'm opening both tonight at
see,
midnight.
there you go. And then like the other one I asked for was the new Mario Party for the Switch because I love
Whee!
Mario Party, and this one has like all the old ones from like the 64 just remastered, and I'm like, all
Ah,
right, I'm down,
nice.
I'm down. So
Yeah,
you know,
that's cool. Alrighty. Katia Neto, hello. Before I join, are there going to be Spider-Man spoilers? No, we're not going to freely talk
oh.
about
Oh,
Spider-Man
I'm
spoilers.
talking about Spider-Man spoilers. I'm talking about my favorite scene in the movie. And my favorite scene in the movie
So,
is when fucking Hulk shows up, comes right out of a
mm,
portal, naked as all hell. And Doctor Strange is like, I
the
am
big
so
schlong,
sorry. Yeah, it just flops out and hits the
Hulk
lizard in the
schlong.
face. That one part in the trailer
Mm.
where you see lizard get kicked in the face, it's actually the Hulk schlong just fucking slapping it. I can't believe Kevin Feige decided to do that.
Alrighty. Um, so you guys think the Netflix shows are canon? I don't see why they can't be. Nope, they're not. They're not going to actively
It's like
deny
multiverse stuff.
or exactly. These are the same actors playing variants of that same character. They're not going to actively say, "Huh, that bullseye fight never happened. I never fought this guy. What the?" No, they're
Yeah,
not
they
going to
don't
do
want
that.
to market like you need to go to subscribe to Netflix to watch
Exactly.
these things. Unless for some
Exactly.
reason they ever got the rights to put them on Hulu, which I don't think they can because Netflix is the one that produced these shows. And if you haven't seen Daredevil on Netflix, you absolutely fucking should. Same with The Punisher. Um, but yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just more of it happened. Maybe we'll reference it here and there because I still think like they're gonna get most of the cast back. Like I'd be surprised if they recasted Elektra. I'd be surprised if they recasted Foggy,
I'd
unless
be
something
surprised if they
happened.
bring her back. 'Cause she
Really?
did.
Oh well, she did die. She did die. I hope they do bring her back though, because I really like Aloyda Young. I really liked her in that
I
role.
like her too, but I don't think they're going to. I think Foggy Nelson and even Karen Page, those are characters that you need to bring back. But outside of them, like the pure essentials of this show, I don't think you bring anyone else back outside of
Okay. What about the other Netflix characters? Do you think it's possible Punisher, Jessica?
possible. Yes, likely no.
I want to say the only two I'm not 100% on is Mike and Iron Fist is not coming back. He's not coming back.
No,
But is Mike Coulter as Luke Cage? I can see him coming back, but I'm not 100%. I think if the
I
material
don't
is
think
there,
so.
Punisher would
The
come
Lu-
back.
the Luke the Luke Cage part also gets tricky because you now have Mahershala Ali as Blade, so you don't want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
even with it being variant stuff, you
You
don't
get
want to get it
confusing.
confused with seeing both. So Blade also looks like that other
Mhm.
guy that Luke Cage want. Like
And then
you don't want to do
but
that.
Jessica Jones is I think she's 100% in my book. I think Kristen Ritter would come back.
Uh, I think she would too because that's a payday. That's her job. But I don't think they're gonna bring her back. I don't think they're doing Jessica Jones at all right now. At least I don't think that's in their
She
mind
might
in
come
their
back later
plans.
in the future then if they ever decide to use her.
We'll see. I just don't think it is. Joe Fletcher, did you hear Vincent D'Onofrio said Kingpin in Hawkeye is the same Kingpin we saw in Daredevil? He said he played it as the same guy. Those were his exact words. Do you think this means Daredevil and the other Netflix characters are the same as the Netflix shows? Again, if they bring them back, it's essentially the same character. They just haven't necessarily gone through the same experiences. And when I say experiences, I mean the stories that we saw in the Netflix shows.
Yep.
So who knows? It's possible. I just don't think it's very likely for anything much beyond the bare essentials of Kingpin, Daredevil, Foggy Nelson, and Karen Page. Joe Fletcher. When do you think we'll see Yelena, Kate Bishop, and Clint and Kate Bishop show up next? I think Hawkeye season 2. I mean, Elena is tricky.
She
Yelena
can show up
could be a
whenever.
Yelena probably. I could see her in a Secret Invasion. I could see all three of them in a Secret Invasion. That would be fitting.
I could see Elena Armor Wars too. I could see her just because of her
Really?
she's a Black Widow. She could show up. Who says she doesn't get hired to assassinate someone there? They could also show up in She-Hulk. What if there's some illegal stuff they did and someone has to defend them? I don't know. I'm just spitballing now. But or Echo. Echo. has a show coming up, especially with Clint and Kate Bishop.
If anything, in Echo, I'd say it's possible we see Clint. And if we
Mhm.
see Clint, sure, maybe we see Kate. But for some
I
reason, if I was to bet on it, I would say just Clint.
Yeah, but I think you are right. I think it would be a season 2.
Mhm.
Because every time they kept marketing it, they didn't say series, they said season
Oh yeah,
finale.
this
They
is
didn't
gonna
say
get
series.
multiple seasons. Yeah,
And I like that.
I don't know why everyone was so shocked by that. I mean, yeah, Hawkeye is getting multiple seasons.
I think it's because
So,
most of these shows they expected to be just a one-off. Um,
no, we've literally. I mean, we got 5 shows this year. 3 of them are for multiple seasons. So if you want to exclude What If, it's half and half. Falcon and Winter Soldier is 1 season. WandaVision is 1 season. Loki and Hawkeye are multiple seasons.
yeah. So okay.
All right. More questions. More questions.
G. Colby put up a good one,
But
but
you're
I don't know
looking
how far
right at
back you
the
are. Yeah.
end. Theatrical going into 2020. Okay, Jack Alexander going to 2022. What movie do you think will live up to the hype? A movie that's hype is more. A movie that's hype is underrated or will surprise people.
This is a
Okay.
good
So
question. I like this
a
question.
movie that will live up to the hype, a movie that is underrated or will surprise people, and a movie that's going to disappoint. For me, it's the Bat. Ooh, for you, it's the Batman. Ooh.
Well, what is it going to be? The underrated, the disappointment,
Yeah,
that
because you're
live up
asking
to the hype?
multiple, like, which one is the Batman? Oh, and then he continues. Sorry. Unbearable weight of massive talent and turning red. So
Oh, okay.
you think
Batman
turning
will live
red
up
will
to the hype.
disappoint,
Unbearable will
and
surprise, and turning red will
unbearable
disappoint.
surprise. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Ah.
I have mine already. I already have mine, so I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
So hype Batman. I mean, that's the one I think it hits it no matter what.
Outside of the Batman, because that's cheating for you. It's
Uh,
cheating for me, so I'll also not say the Batman.
hype wise,
Yeah.
what else is coming up? What else is hyped for next year? I mean, Doctor Strange, but I don't think that one's like
You can answer
unbelievably
that.
hyped yet. Let me do with my surprise one real fast. Surprise one, Avatar 2. I think it's gonna be fucking fantastic. I think
Mm.
it's gonna be fantastic. Um, Disappointed. Jurassic World 3. Um, I'm excited for
Okay.
it, but there's just some part of me that just doesn't. I've heard good things about it. I know people that have actually gone to test screenings of it, and I'll say there was positive reaction from it, even with the CGI not being
Okay.
finished. The one that I
All
think is going to
right.
surprise people, or the one that's going to live up to the hype, Lightyear. Lightyear.
Lightyear.
I
Yeah,
think it's going to
that's a good
exceed
one.
the hypeness. So
Alrighty.
yeah. What about you?
If I'm not doing Doctor Strange, I will say the Northman will live up to the hype. Oh no! Forget about it. Babylon will live up to the hype. There you
Yeah,
go. Babylon will live up to the
there you go.
hype.
Dude, we also have Mission
Surprise.
Impossible though. We also have Mission Impossible 7.
Yeah, but I also think that one will live up to the hype. Surprise. Honestly, it will come off as a weird answer first, but let me
Morbius,
explain.
right? It's Morbius, right?
Well, I'm going to answer Morbius in the next question. You got ahead of me, Zach.
Oh,
Um, the surprise is going to be Top Gun Maverick. I think everyone's interested in this film because it's a sequel to Top Gun, and we know Tom Cruise is going to do a ton of great action on screen. I think it's going to be a legit great movie. It's going to surprise a ton of us. And then disappointment. It feels cheating because I don't think not any. I don't know anyone who's excited for Morbius. I apologize, but I don't know anyone who's excited for that
except
film.
John Campea.
Yeah. Um, but I think it's going to be a
Actually,
disappointment.
my girlfriend's really excited for Morbius. I forgot to say that. She loved the
Cynthia,
last
I'm
trailer.
sorry, but Morbius is going to be shit. What? Sorry, what did you say that she loved the Last Jedi?
She loved the last trailer. She loved the last
Oh,
trailer.
okay. I was like, what
But
does the Last
Ren,
Jedi
I'll
have to
say
do with this
this.
shit?
I don't think the trailers are bad. I just don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know
I think
what
the
the fuck
trailers
this
are
movie
dog
is.
shit. I think you're smoking drugs, sir. If you don't think those trailers are shit, Those
Okay, let's
trailers
talk
are
about what do we think is going to
absolutely
be the worst blockbuster of next year besides Morbius?
Jurassic World.
Oh, I was going to say Uncharted. I think Uncharted is going to be one of the worst films of
Does
next
that
year.
count as a blockbuster?
Yeah. It's $150 million, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's a. I still honestly.
Oh, fuck no.
I was.
Moonfall
I think.
also comes out.
I.
Oh,
But Moonfall, I'm extremely interested in. I
stop.
love that trailer.
Stop.
That's the kind of stupid I want.
Dude,
Like,
it's not even
give me that kind
stupid.
of stupid.
I watched it. I watched half of it and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Dude, give me that kind of. That looks like you don't like
I
Independence
am
Day,
I
right?
am
The
dreading
first one.
seeing that film. I'm dreading to go see that movie. I do
I
not want to
cannot
see
wait,
it.
dude. I was not excited until I saw the trailer.
Oh, another big
I,
surprise one that no one's talking about. It's called The Samaritan. It's directed by
oh
the guy,
yeah,
the Avery who did
Julius.
Overlord. Yeah,
Yeah,
Overlord. And it's his new film with Sylvester.
alone.
I know someone who's also seen a test screening of this. They've seen it 3
Nice.
times. A test screening of this
Wow.
3 times. And they told me
Nice.
each version was a vastly different than the last. And each version was better. Each version was better. So,
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that movie. I'm
Alrighty.
really excited.
By the way, I think I'm going to enjoy. I think Uncharted is going to be, even if just slightly, better than Jurassic World. I'm sorry to say, and I hope I'm wrong. Hope they're both awesome. I just don't expect them to be. um, did you guys prefer Trial of the Chicago 7 or Being the Ricardos? I prefer Trial because it is one of my favorite movies. Trial. Trial
Trial.
is
Trial easily.
better, is the best of both. I really enjoy Being the Ricardos.
I
I
wish I
just
did.
enjoy a lot of the B plot line more than I enjoy like the main story of the film. So where certain movies sometimes go to a B storyline and it feels like it's taking away from the A storyline. To me, the bulk of the film, that A storyline felt like it was taking away from the B storyline. So yeah, but I really enjoy Being the Ricardos. Based on that photo, do you think Rachel McAdams is going to be Clea, Doctor Strange's girlfriend in the comics?
Yep, I think so. I think so.
Can't answer. I
I'll call
cannot
that.
answer.
I don't know anything on that, but I think she is.
Mhm.
Give Rachel
I cannot
McAdams
answer.
everything. Game night is my life.
About Time is my life. That's the Rachel
Oh,
McAdams movie you should be
amazing
watching.
movie. I've seen it. I love it.
So good. And My Angel is also in that film. All right.
That was like one of her first roles too. I forget she's in there.
Yeah, it's one of her first big, like outside of Australia, movies. Divinity Scott, my sister gave me Venom Let There Be Carnage on Blu-ray
Nice.
yesterday as a Christmas gift. That's nice.
Nice.
That's really nice.
I got my steelbook of that.
There's already a steelbook.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
of course,
out.
if it's out
I'll
on
grab
Blu-ray,
it.
of course there's a steelbook already. Yeah, grab it for me. Nice. Oh yeah, I seen that steelbook. Yeah, I already pre-ordered my No Way Home one and my Eternals one, and I'm about to pre-order a very special edition of Dune. But it's only coming
Which
out in
one?
next
There's
week.
so many of Dune. There's one of
I don't
the box.
I
You can
don't
actually buy the box and you have to slide your hand in to grab the disc.
I think it's that one. I think it's that one
Okay.
that I bought. All right. Who would you cast as Gwen Stacy for the college trilogy? Who says there's going to be a
I
Gwen
don't want
Stacy film?
Gwen. I
Let's see.
don't want Gwen.
I would say Chloe Grace Moretz. I've seen some say Elle Fanning, Kiernan Shipka, the girl who played Sabrina. Oh, okay, never watched that show.
Oh, okay.
Madison Eisman. I've met Madison. She's really nice. The girl who played the popular girl in the recent Jumanji movie, Sabrina Carpenter and Dove Cameron. Man, people really want Tom to fall in love with Disney chicks. The last one you said, I mean, I adore Sabrina Carpenter. I think she's wonderful. But to me, Dove Cameron is the choice. She is the perfect candidate for a live action Gwen Stacy. And she's legitimately a really good actress in her own right. So that's the one I would cast as Gwen Stacy. More than Gwen Stacy, though, I'm very interested in them casting Felicia Hardy and
Yep.
absolutely
Anya.
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, you want Sydney? I want Anya Taylor-Joy.
No, I want Sydney because I want Anya Taylor-Joy to be magic, if if you're bringing back Mrs. D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, you can bring back
Oh,
Magic from the
they're
new
not gonna
movies.
bring her back, man. That's. I wish.
And
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I just think Sydney Sweeney is a better fit for that character.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I would cast Dove, to be honest. All right. What's the best and worst Christmas present you have ever received? We've answered this question before.
I don't
I don't
really
know what
have
is
a
the
worst.
best. I have a worst. Not that I hate it or anything, but when I explain it, you'll get why it's the worst. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a single best because whatever I ask for, usually I've gotten. Pardon some exceptions, obviously, but
Yeah.
if I asked for it, I really wanted it. So thankfully, I've gotten it. The worst was honestly that I was legitimately given chocolates as a Christmas present. Like that was here's your Christmas present, and it was chocolates.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, fuck you.
So one of the
I
this
like
is a
chocolates.
gift.
Don't give me fucking food for a Christmas present. You
So
know.
let me tell you. So best and worst. So this one's not either. It was just kind of like, oh, and it's actually I don't have it anymore, and I wish I did because it's actually really fucking rare. So my dad's real dad, it's not really in his life, um, was like, "What's your son want? I want to get your son something." So my dad's like, "Well, he wants the new Xbox." Like this is back when I was younger, so it was like the Xbox 360. He goes, "I'll get him it." Sends us an Xbox. It's the original one. That's fine. Whatever, right? It has a TV. It's modded, so there's a TV in it, so you can literally push it up, and it has a TV on top. Really fucking cool. But it was kind of just like funny. But we sold it thinking, oh, like that thing is worth $1,000 fucking dollars now.
Damn.
We sold it for like maybe 100. Fuck me.
You
If I
one
could go
lucky
back in time and
bastard.
tell myself, I'd be like, hey, do not sell that. Keep it forever, or sell it later in your life.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
I was like, oh,
Alrighty.
it was a cool gift, and it was a weird gift too.
Wait. What am I looking at? Hang on. Okay. Here we go. All right.
Oh,
Gigo EP.
yep.
What is a good performance in a movie you didn't like this year, and vice versa? A bad/meh performance in a good movie. Well, I'll answer the first part right away. Keanu Reeves and mostly everyone really in the Matrix movie, particularly Keanu
I knew
Reeves,
you were gonna say that.
Carrie Ann, specifically in the first third, which the first third is the best part of the film when you're like in that uncertainty. Oh, what is
Mm-hmm.
real? What is not? And the film does such a great case, like for both sides of the argument. Neil Patrick Harris is awesome in this. Jonathan Groff, he's having the time of his life. I wouldn't say is like an amazing performance. In a meh performance in a movie, in a good movie that I did like. Do you have anything to answer?
For the Mad one in a good movie, yeah.
Either.
Ansel and West Side. I'm not even just saying that because of the elephant in the room. I genuinely mean I did not. I thought Ansel was totally miscasted.
Okay. I don't think he was miscast. I do think Tony is a very tricky role to pull off. I don't think he gives a bad performance, but he gives an uneven performance where Tony has to be a believable badass that will murder you if you get him mad enough, but he also has to be charming and delicate like a flower. He has
Mm-hmm.
to be the nicest guy in the room while at the same time being the most dangerous guy in the room.
Yeah, I didn't like his performance. I was
But I get it. I get it.
okay.
And then a meh performance in a good movie. That's the one I'm finding tricky to find.
Yeah,
Meh performance in a good
that's why I
movie.
said that's the only one I could really think of.
I want to find it. Um, it's not exactly a good movie, so I can't answer that one. That's not a good movie, so I can't answer that. uh, 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 um, May prefer you. You caught me on that one, Jigo
Yeah,
EP. I really can't say, to be honest. I really can't say. Uh, well, no. No, I liked everyone in
Okay.
that. Also, not a good movie. I don't
Yeah.
know. I can
Okay.
find anything this year. All right. Uh, uh, what, in your opinion, was the most criminally underseen movie of 2021? For me, it's Annette and The Last Duel. I can't put Annette
Yeah.
as one myself because that's not a very inviting movie. That's a very
No.
weird movie in every regard. So that's not a very welcoming to a general audience. Last Duel is a good shout, but to me is Last Night in Soho. That movie flopped
Yeah.
so hard, like it had
Hmm.
no business doing. People should have gone to see Last Night in Soho. The trailers were sensational, and the movie is equally, if not more, sensational.
Yep. I
Zach,
will say
what about you?
real fast. This will be my last question because
Yes.
my dad just texted me. I gotta get ready. Um, Criminally understand. I mean, you last night in Soho is a big one. Last Duel as well. I would go with that one. Even though again, both these movies, Annette and Last Duel, are not the most inviting movies to watch in the entire world. There's a couple others though. Riders of Justice, a one movie that you turned me on to that I still don't think is enough people are talking about. Dude, honest to God though, Mass. I still say it. Like Mass is just
Ooh,
not seen enough. 9 Days is another
true.
great one. Come on, I really fucking loved. Uh there's just a couple. And if you guys want to see something,
But those are also not widely available yet, right?
I would say they're starting to be, but I don't know. There's just so many. The only other one I really want to like give a shout out to is oh my god, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Wrath of Man. I thought was actually very underrated, and
Mm,
I don't think enough people are talking about that. So
okay.
I don't know.
All
There's a
right.
lot. This is a weird year, so
Yeah. Zach, I
but
do need you to stick around for one question real quick.
yeah,
Next week, are we doing it? Uh, so I won't be able to do New Year's Day because I'll
neither
be
will
very
I.
hungover.
Neither will I. Nope,
But
same.
are we doing it on New Year's Eve, or are we just not
Yeah.
doing it now?
We I would say yes. We can talk about it. I don't know if I can do it as
Okay.
early in the morning.
Okay. No
So
worries.
we'll discuss it later this week and kind of
All
discuss
right.
it. But yeah, we'll plan for one right now.
All right. So if we do it
So
next week, Aaron, it will be on New Year's Eve.
Eve.
If it happens, it'll be on New
Yeah.
Year's Eve. If it
It
doesn't
also
happen,
depends
we'll let
if
you
news
know on our
drops. It
Twitter
also
anyway.
depends if news drops.
Yeah.
We might not have
True.
anything to talk about. So
We'll
oh
just do
well.
a Q&A episode.
That's true. But I just want to say I hope all of you guys have a Merry Christmas. Ren, thank you so much for being my partner in crime and all this. And I know you guys are probably worried because he did drop a giant gift to you guys saying that the episode 100 will be the last of Geeks of the Roundtable. Can I tease a little bit more then? I guess like just a little bit more.
You can. Yeah.
It doesn't mean we're not leaving. It just means we're doing something
It doesn't mean
better.
we are leaving. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean
we're
we
doing
are
something. We're
leaving.
doing something better. I would say we're doing something
Yeah.
better. So
Mhm.
we'll announce it. We'll keep teasing it.
Yeah.
But we will still be here the same time, the same day, just doing something different and better.
Yeah.
So other
And
than that
better.
though, Ren, have a great Christmas. All of you guys also have a great Christmas. I'm
You
gonna go
too,
eat. I'm
sir.
gonna go get ready and all this stuff. So see you guys.
All righty. See ya. All right, everyone. It's just me and you now. Very intimate setting. Very, very accommodating setting for Christmas. Reminiscing Scott. Guys, fellas, a little advice when you start your YouTube channels, what devices you use, because in a few moments it's the anniversary of my channel. Well, congratulations on the anniversary. What devices do I use? First and foremost, I bought a camera, and I bought a I'm looking at the camera. That's what I'm looking to say. 75D, and it's still the one I use today, for better or worse. And I don't remember if it came with a camera, but I had a small little microphone that I put just over the camera. You can buy an Amazon's Basics microphone. I have one right here. I can actually bring it over to shot. But you can buy a very cheap Amazon's Basic microphone for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks maybe. And it works perfectly well. You just connected USB to your camera. I just made an investment really, like, if you guys go back a few videos back and I'm still on the London set with the red wall behind me. You'll see that recently I stopped having like a microphone in front of my face, and I don't have a microphone right now. in front of my face. That's because I recently made an investment and I bought a Rode Procaster microphone. Now, these things are not cheap, but they're an investment worth making because the sound is crisp and is wonderful. Again, if you go a few videos back, like in the past couple of weeks, whenever I stop having a microphone like in front of my face like this and don't have anything, you will see that my sound is much better. Now, this I got for 135 pounds. It's like 140, maybe $150. And it's not cheap, but it is an investment, and you have like a 10-year guarantee if you sign up the registry of the serial number of the mic you get with Rode themselves. Their high-end products are really fucking high end, and it's very worth it. So get a camera, as cheap a camera as you can afford, because obviously these things cost money. But if you can invest in them in the long run, it will be worth it. So, camera, a microphone, that's really it. All you need when it comes to equipment and things you have to pay for, and then just a simple software, um, simple software for editing your videos. And not this is not equipment, obviously, but watch other people go and watch YouTube videos of breaking down editing videos and talking on camera and whatnot. Those are some very good things that are out there on YouTube, and you can just watch them without paying anything. So that would be my advice. And once again, congratulations on the anniversary of the mini Scott. Lady Aaron, what is the Christmas special or movie that you watch every single year on Christmas Day? Usually when I watch them, it's on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day, like, we usually watch something new with the whole family. So tomorrow we're going to watch Encanto, which is now on Disney Plus, in case you haven't seen Encanto yet. Today I'm going to watch Die Hard, Jingle All the Way, It's a Wonderful Life, Klaus, and and the short Mickey's Christmas Carol, where Scrooge McDuck is Ebenezer Scrooge and whatnot. That's the best version of a Christmas Carol that's out there. So those are always the five I watch, or at least try to watch. And sure, I will watch by myself if I can't insert them into my time on Christmas Eve. I'll watch them on Christmas Day, but usually I do ingest these on Christmas evening, on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day. But yes, those are the ones. And look, Jack is excited for more of this. Jack, I hope next year, January, when the film comes out, you sit right there on your computer and you make fun of us and you mock the shit out of us because we were all wrong and Morbius was awesome and we have to eat our words. I hope that is the case. I just can't get excited personally, brother, but I'm glad you are. I'm glad someone is excited for that film. Um, mm, mm, mm. Du-du-du-du-dum. Lady Aaron, what is your favorite Christmas movie of all time, and what do you think is the worst Christmas movie you guys have ever seen? I don't know what is the worst, because you have a ton of the Home Alone sequels, and I never bothered watching any of those. I watched the new one, the remake. Well, it's not a remake actually, because it's set in the same universe. Can you believe we're talking about being set in the same universe when it comes to Home Alone movies? Um, The best Christmas movie is Die Hard. I will have no discussion about it. That is a fact of life. That Die Hard is the best Christmas movie. The worst? I don't know what the worst is. I don't think I have a worst. I would have to look like in the past few years just if I have a registry of any new Christmas movies. But I don't have a worst off the top of my head. What are your guys' worst Christmas movies? Let me know, because maybe your guys' answer will maybe jog my memory. All right. Jigo P, do you guys think they're gonna have MCU versions of the villains we saw in No Way Home? I highly doubt it, but who would you cast? I wouldn't say it's impossible. For Norman Osborn, you guys know what I'm going to say. I would cast uh oh Well, his Homelander, Anthony Starr. That would be my MCU Norman Osborn. Who would I cast as Doc Ock? I don't know who I would cast as Doc Ock. John Hamm. I would cast John Hamm as Doc Ock, and you're thinking John Hamm would make a better Sandman. I think he'd make a better Doc Ock. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm not gonna have the best ideas. Electro. What would I cast as Electro? Who would I cast? I'm looking at my Funkos across the room, and I'm going to look at my Funkos in the back. But those are Marvel Funkos, so it doesn't make sense for me to look that way. Looking at my figures, who would I cast as Electro? I don't know. I don't know who I would cast as Electro. No, John Boyega would make a cool Electro. I'm going to leave that one there. Ooh, that's a good one. Good performance in the Man movie. Tom Holland. That's a great performance. Um, Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Yes, it's true. But I was thinking more bad movie. I really wanted to go bad movie in that one, but it's true. It's true. View with Drew. Did you hear a rumor that there may be multiple cameos in Doctor Strange 2, such as the actors from the 2005 Fantastic Four film, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Patrick Stewart, Professor X? Tons of rumors are going around. I can tell you, I know a lot of the characters that are going to be in this film, and so I can answer your question in the sense that yes, I've heard those rumors, but I've also heard confirmation on a lot of things. And one of the things you say is not correct. That's all I can say right now. Um, what are some What are some that you guys have watched more than once this year? You mean movies? I'm going to assume movies. I just rewatched The Last Duel earlier this week. Got better upon rewatch and saw House of Gucci twice in theaters. Tons. I watched Last Night in Soho twice. I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home 4 times. I watched Eternals 3 times. Shang-Chi 3 times. A Quiet Place 2 3 times. Coda 2 times. Spencer 2 times. Dune 3 times. What was it for? No, it was 2 times. It was only 2 times. King Richard, I watched 2 times. Oh, what else? Mitchell's vs. the Machines, I watched 2 times. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Nothing else I watched more than once. Unfortunately, not for lack of wanting, but just gotta make reviews for new movies. Gotta watch the new things coming out. Just no time for everything. Which character do you think Keanu Reeves is better as John Wick or Neo? John Wick. Easy. Because John Wick is an interesting character. I'm sorry. Is better as John Wick or Neo? I think John Wick, he's more relatable and he's awesome in all 3 films. Neo is awesome in the first Matrix. Neo is a badass. But as a character, I think the characters in the Matrix in general are boring as sin. I just think they're very uninteresting characters, and I don't find them very compelling. But yeah, Cricket Green. I think there should be a what if in DC. I think so too. Call it Elseworlds because that's already what they call it in the comics. That's their what if because they can't call it the same thing. But yeah, I would love to see those stories. Bring it on. Uh, 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 Did you guys see the Oscar shortlist? Yes, I glanced at them. If so, what are your opinions of it? Any surprises or snaps? I'm going to give you one because that's the one I remember off the top of my head because it was a big shock, and that is Titan not getting into the shortlist as the international best feature for France. France. Uh, Titan is an awesome film, and I don't understand why um, it did not get uh, a nomination. I mean, it didn't get into the shortlist. All right. Speaking of movies, did you see the nominations for the Golden Globes? No, don't give a shit about the Golden Globes. They're a joke, a very unfunny joke, and so I paid them no attention. And Critics' Choice Awards, if so, what are your opinions of it? Critics' Choice Awards, I didn't see them. I didn't catch them. Um, so can't give my opinions of it. My opinion on the Golden Globes, they're a joke. Pay them no mind, pay them no attention. They put on a good show, and it's really funny to try and search for who is the drunkest celebrity. But as an award, they're an absolute travesty and a very unfunny joke. Again, Critics' Choice, I didn't pay attention to. Movie Database. Merry Christmas to all in the chat and to you, Red. Thank you so much, good sir. What is everyone watching tonight? Question is, what am I gonna watch first? You know what? I think I'm going to leave Die Hard for tomorrow. I think I'm going to go with Jingle All the Way after the podcast. Well, after the podcast, I'm watching The Witcher season 2 with my dad, and after that, I'm going to go with Jingle All the Way, then Klaus, then Mickey's A Christmas Carol, and then after midnight, I'm going to go with It's a Wonderful Life. Lady Aaron, Ren, are you going to start the new Pokemon games very soon? So I'm getting them tonight for Christmas, but I don't have my Switch over here in Portugal, so I'll have to wait till I'm back in London, which is going to be around between January 10th and 11th, and 15th, like somewhere around mid-January. I'm going to be back there, and that's when I'm going to watch it. Star Wars Holiday Special. If you're talking about the Lego one, yes, sure. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. All right, Joe Fletcher. Thoughts on Michael Janis joining the Flash? Almost like we talked about that. Joining the Flash. Do you think I am wrong for giving? Do you think I am wrong for this giving me hope for a Henry Cavill return? I don't think you're wrong, brother. I don't think you're ever wrong for having hope about our Lord and Savior Henry Cavill returning as Superman. Do I think these two things are related, though? I don't. But boy, do I hope I am wrong in this situation. And come the Flash, you bring us back to this chat and you're like, haha, I told you, sons of bitches. I was right. I hope that's you, Joe, in the future. Tell us how wrong we were. The View with Drew. Which superhero movie would you rather watch again? Daredevil 2003 or Ghost Rider 1? Both directed by Mark Steven Johnson. I like both of those movies, to be honest. I know unpopular opinion, but I enjoy both of these films. I think Daredevil is the better movie, though. I think Daredevil, between the two of them, and I enjoy both of them. So I'm sorry that it's not that tough a choice for me. Or at least that I'm not choosing to be tortured either way. But I think Daredevil is the better movie. I think Daredevil has a few edges to trim off. Like the teeter totter scene is absolutely abysmal. That is Catwoman levels of bad. But the movie in general, it's a product of its time for sure. It's a very horny movie too, and I don't mind myself horny movies. Um, but I like the Daredevil 2003, and I enjoy the Ghost Rider movie. All right. View with Drew. What's a movie you think is great, but didn't utilize a certain actor very well? For me, Born Supremacy is great, but Carl Urban wasn't. I'm assuming you mean wasn't in it enough, and I agree. But also Carl Urban is Carl Urban today. He wasn't necessarily Carl Urban as we know him back in 2003. I think it was 2003. The movie you think is great, but didn't utilize a certain actor very well. Ooh. You know what? I have one. And it's going to be an unpopular opinion because I'm the only person who thinks this movie is great. Or rather, I don't even think it's great. I just think it's a good movie. And it has a ton of flaws, sure. Terminator Genesis, hear me out. Don't click off this video yet. And Matt Smith. I think Matt Smith should have been the main villain all along for that movie, instead of John Connor being absorbed by Skynet. And just have Matt Smith. Matt Smith literally shows up in one scene, and then he's mostly a voice, and then at the end he's also a voice, sure, but there's like this corporeal form that they give him, but it's clearly not him. It's not Matt Smith. And I don't know how any movie wastes Matt Smith so much. because he's super talented. So that's my answer. Even though again, nobody agrees with me that Terminator Genesis is good. So maybe I'm cheating, but I don't think so. Uh, 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 Thoughts on the Grinch remake? I think it's terrible and loses everything that makes the original and Jim Carrey Grinch good. What? I don't like the Jim Carrey Grinch, by the way. I really don't like that movie. um, are you talking about the Illumination one where Benedict Cumberbatch voices the Grinch? Because I enjoy that film. It's not great, but it's probably the best Illumination film. I know that's not saying much, but it's probably the best Illumination film. Again, I don't like the Jim Carrey live action Grinch, so I apologize. Another unpopular opinion. But yeah. Who would you cast as the MCU Ghost Rider? I heard a rumor about Keanu Reeves, possibly. I don't think you heard a rumor. I'm just taking a chance here, Drew. I think what you heard is that fandom yesterday or 2 days ago shared like the odds because like there's always betting odds when it comes to castings and whatnot. Right now, there's big betting odds on the Fantastic Four casting and whatnot, and a ton of the odds are going for Keanu Reeves as Ghost Rider. I like him better, and not again that I would throw this other actor out, but if he gets cast in the MCU, I'd love to see him as the Punisher. This doesn't mean I would necessarily throw John Bernthal out. If you want to bring back John Bernthal, please bring back John Bernthal. But if we're asking like which seems like the better fit for Keanu, in my opinion, between Ghost Rider and they also said Silver Surfer and Punisher, between those three, I would go Punisher for Keanu Reeves. Alrighty. Uh, Cricket Green, unpopular opinion. King Shark deserves a movie. I don't think it's that unpopular an opinion. I personally certainly don't agree. I don't see the use or the need for a King Shark movie. But you're not alone. I have a ton of friends that agree with you, and that would love to see it. Hello, Ren. Hello, William. Thank you for being here, my friend. Merry Christmas. What's your favorite and least favorite Coen Brothers film? My favorite Coen Brothers film is also my favorite comedy of all time, and that is The Big Lebowski. I love that film. My least favorite Coen Brothers film. Hail Caesar is pretty shit. Uh Coen, hang on. Coen Brothers films. And I don't think I've seen every single one of their movies, but I know I've seen most of them. I know I haven't seen Fargo. That's one of my big gaps. Lady Killers. Why is Bridge of Spies here? Bridge of Spies is not a Coen Brothers film. Hang on. Sorry, guys. And Unbroken is also not a Coen Brothers film. Uh, okay. Blood Simple I've seen, Arizona, Raising Arizona I've seen, Miller's Crossing I've seen, Barton Fink I've seen, Hudsucker Proxy I've not seen, Fargo I have not seen, uh, Big Lebowski, Love, Oh Brother Where Art Thou I've seen it, The Man Who Wasn't There I have not seen this one. I also have no awareness of this one actually, off the top of my head. Intolerable Cruelty, of course. Lady Killers is not too good, but it's all right. No Country for Old Men is really good. Um, Burn After Reading is solid. A Serious Man, it's all right. True Grit is fantastic. Inside Llewyn Davis is wonderful. Yeah, and I have not seen The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, but I have seen The Tragedy of Macbeth, and that's certainly great. Uh, Hail Caesar is my least favorite for sure. I have to see The Man Who Wasn't. I have not seen this one. Billy Bob Thornton, Francis McDormand, of course. Uh, Michael Badalucco, Richard Jenkins, Scarlett Johansson. Great cast. But I have not seen The Man Who Wasn't There, so I'm going to go with Hail Caesar. Good question. Uh, Ryan, I can't believe that Tuesday will mark 3 years since I discovered your channel, and I have been subscribed ever since. I really want you to see this comment. Thank you, Aaron. That means a lot, and I'm glad you stuck around for 3 years. Um, Because that's certainly more patience than most people have for me. Cricket Green. What Batman villain deserves their own movie except Joker? Joker doesn't deserve their own movie, even though he did get it. I don't think any Batman villain deserves their own movie. If any, probably Mr. Freeze. Or hell, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn deserves her own movie. Um, so that's the one. Oh, I know we have Birds of Prey, but that movie was a mess, and it was not entirely a Harley Quinn movie. Unfortunately, I wish it had been. I have physical copy of Annette Cannes edition soundtrack, and I'm waiting on the Annette Unlimited physical copy in January. Any movie soundtracks that you have a physical copy of? No, not at all. I don't bother with physical copies for soundtracks. I just care about movies. If I like a movie soundtrack, I'll download it on Spotify. But I'm not spending money for the physical copy. Personally, it's just not my thing. It's just not like me and Zach were talking about. It's just not something that I choose to spend money on. I like my figures. I like my comic books. I like movies and games sometimes, and that's it. Like I don't care to own soundtracks physically, personally. Ren, I wanted to ask you a couple of weeks ago. Did you see the list of movies that are getting into the National Film Registry? And if you did, what are your thoughts? I don't think I did. I don't think NFR. I don't think I did, honestly. If I did, I merely glanced at them very quickly. Um. But yeah, I don't think I did. I have no awareness of it, to be honest. Uh. What is your favorite video game memory when you were younger? I don't have a specific memory, but just I mean, it's kind of not the same thing. Like it's just playing Digimon Rumble Arena with friends. Oh, I know. I have one when I was younger, but I wasn't necessarily young. I was already so I was dating Philippa, so it was at least 2011, 2011, 2012. No, we started dating in 2010. So it was either 2010, 11, or 12. So I was either 10, 17, 18, or 19, something like that. And when I was a kid, I had this game for the PS2, Digimon Rumble Arena 2. And when the PS3 came out, I had to sell my PS2 to be able to afford it, and I sold some games. Then years later, in 2010, 11, 12, I wanted to get back on the PS2, so I got one, and then I wanted that game, that Digimon Rumble Arena game, and apparently I sold it, and I really fucking wanted that game because I love that game, and I searched for literal years for that game to try and find it, and I couldn't. And one day I had already forgotten about the subject, and I stumbled on the store, and there was this game. And I was like, oh my fucking God, it's here. I started tearing up because I had finally fucking found this game. And it was brand new. It wasn't even secondhand. It was brand new. And the guy at the store, it wasn't like like a big video game store, like in a shopping, one of those street stores, independently owned, not belonging to a chain. And I was like, "I want this. How much?" And the guy was like, "Oh, that is 25 or something." And I remember I was just short of it. Let's say it was 25. I had 20 euros on me, but it didn't have the 5. And then he just turned to me and said, "Oh, take it. It's yours." I'm like, "What the fuck? Really?" And he just said, "Yeah, because you clearly want it. Keep it. No worries." And so I got the game I was looking for years for free, and I still have it. I still have it right there. So that's one of my favorite memories. Uh, mm, 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 Alrighty. Some of the films I saw that are getting included in the National Film Registry this year include Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Return of the Jedi, and Wall-E. Good for them. I don't even know. I'm not even sure what the National Film Registry is. So kind of shocking that The Last Jedi is only getting included now, and they're not including every other Lord of the Rings film or every other Star Wars film in the original trilogy. But good to see them. That's fun. Thank you for sharing, Aaron. All right, we're just at the 2 hour mark, so let's say goodbye. I'm going to let you guys enjoy your Christmas. I'm going to enjoy my Christmas. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Thank you so much to Zach for being here. Thank you so much to every one of you for being on the live chat, for joining us, talking Hawkeye and the Northman and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and all sorts of great stuff. Have a wonderful Christmas Eve. Spend wonderful time with your families. Tag me if you get any geeky stuff on your presents. Tag me on Twitter or on Instagram. I'll make my best to get to it and respond to you. Thank you so much, everyone, and until the next one, Merry Christmas and love each other.